I've updated my top 10 sleepers in fantasy baseball, and that list is coming up next on Beat the Odds. Don't go anywhere. Hello, sports fans, and welcome back to another episode of Beat the Odds. I'm going to count down the top 10 sleepers in your fantasy baseball drafts this season. If you like this content, please smash that like button, and a special thanks goes to all of our subscribers who have been watching these videos, as you now account for almost 19% of all viewers. To the other 81% of viewers that haven't yet subscribed, I encourage you to do so, as it helps me create these videos for you. Also, leave a comment on a player that you think deserves to be on this list. Now, this list is going to comprise of most players that can be found after the first 200 picks are off the board in fantasy drafts. Want to challenge me in the Fantasy Baseball League? Sign up for one of my Yahoo or ESPN 12-team head-to-head leagues. You can find the links for these in the description box below. Now let's dive right into the list here. At number 10, we have Joey Meneses. You can get him around pick 293. Last season, he had 71 runs scored, 13 homers, 89 runs batted in, no stolen bases, and a 251 average. Now, literally no one is talking about Meneses. Let's not forget that he posted a 930 OPS in 56 games back in 2022. He's obviously not going to replicate that, but I think he's going to improve enough to turn some heads this year. He's another middle-of-the-order hitter on a bad team that gets little fantasy attention, and those are the type of hitters that are great to pick up at the end of drafts. Moving on to number 9, we have Cutter Crawford. You can get him around pick 220. Last season, he had 6 wins, 135 strikeouts, 4.04 ERA, and a 1.11 whip. Crawford's hang-up is that he tires after 80 pitches, and he needs to be able to go deeper into games to really shine as a starter. His fastball baffles hitters because he does a good job mixing it into his 6-pitch repertoire. His park does him no favors, neither does the division he pitches in, but he has a good shot as any as being the top option in the Red Sox rotation. Let's move to number 8. We have Justin Turner. You can get him around pick 189 in drafts. Last season, he had 86 runs scored, 23 homers, 96 runs batted in, 4 stolen bases, and a 276 average. So the Blue Jays cleanup hitter is available in round 16 in your draft. That's really not something I've heard in a long time. Turner is going to have the eligibility across the diamond, making him a great target to get late in the draft. He's also suiting up for his age 39 season, but his bat still plays, as he posted an 800 OPS last season, backed by a solid 17.6 strikeout rate. Let's go to number 7. We have Vaughn Grissom. He can get him around pick 207. Last season, he had 5 runs, 9 runs batted in, and a 280 average. He was forgotten in the Braves system, and he was traded to Boston, but Grisham should really thrive at Fenway. He has a good base running instincts, and he should be able to swipe double-digit bags, and he can spray hits to the entire field. He is in danger of missing opening day with a groin strain, but he should slot in as the everyday second baseman once he returns. Let's go to number 6. We have Young-Hoo Lee. You can get him around pick 263 in drafts. Now, what can we expect from the Giants' $113 million acquisition? Lots of contact hitting at the top of the order. Lee rarely strikes out and he can work a walk, so chances are he'll be on base a lot. Keep in mind that he doesn't run much, averaging under 10 steals per season in the KBO, and he's only surpassed 20 homers once. He might be a slightly more powerful version of Luis Arraez, available at quite the discount. Let's go to number 5. We have Shane Baz. You can get him around pick 258 in drafts. Now, Baz might be starting the season late, but he is fully recovered from his Tommy John surgery, so we should be able to see how he can perform with a larger workload. And I'm excited to see how that plays out. He has a high 90s fastball and a wipeout slider that puts away 38% of the batters that he strikes out. He's not going to log a whole lot of innings, but there are a few pitchers that can return 100 innings pitched with as much quality as Baz can. Let's go to number 4. We have Mitch Garver. You can get him around pick 213 in drafts. Last season, he had 45 runs scored with 19 homers, 50 runs batted in, and a 270 average. Now, the fact that Garver is going to carry the catcher tag is absolutely criminal. He's slated to hit cleanup as the team's primary DH, and if he accumulates 500 at-bats this season, he would be an absolute steal in the draft. Garver is a prime example as to why I don't chase catchers early, as there's always great options to be had later in the draft. He's certainly worth a pickup after round 15. Let's go to number 3. We have Adbert Alzolay. You can get him around pick 205. Last season, he had 2 wins, 22 saves, 67 strikeouts, a 2.67 ERA, and a 1.02 whip. The Cubs have locked Alzolay as their primary closer, and for good reason. Unlike most elite closers, Alzolay doesn't walk batters, issuing a free pass in only 5.1% of his plate appearances. What's more impressive is that he's a sinker-slider pitcher, and to be able to keep his pitches in the zone is very, very hard to do. He's not a flamethrower, but he has enough tools in the bag to be able to frustrate any hitter at the plate. Let's go to number 2. We have Jackson Holliday. You can get him around pick 229 in drafts. Now, do not miss out on Holliday. He's a 70 grade prospect with an elite batting eye who should be able to make an immediate impact on this young Orioles squad. Out of all the premium prospects that have made their way up to the big club in recent years, Holliday's bat might be the most polished. He will likely make the team out of the gate, and he should be in the mix for AL Rookie of the Year. And finally, at number 1, we have Jarren Duran. He can be had at around pick 218 in drafts. Last season, he had 46 runs scored with 8 homers, 40 runs batted in, 24 stolen bases, and a 295 average. Duran is going to be leading off for the Red Sox, and he should have the green light to rack up as many stolen bases as his legs can handle. He sprays hits to all fields, so he should be able to find a few of those hits to go over the fence. A 15-homer, 40 stolen base season may be a little optimistic, but certainly not out of the question, and there is a chance that he can approach 100 runs in this Boston lineup. And that's going to do it here for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like on the video, and of course subscribe to the channel for more content like this. I am going to sign off for now, but I will catch you guys on the next episode.